Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Righteous. In today's video we're going to look at the trophy imitation tactics, which is have 3 units rout in a single battle. So what I'm going to do is try and highlight exactly what this trophy means, how to get it, and what to look out for, and then after this battle we'll look at ways that we can deal with morale, high morale, low morale, that kind of stuff. So an enemy routing is because their morale is super low and they're fleeing from the battle. So I'm just going to start this battle. I have no particular moral or morale mechanics going on, neither does the enemy. So this is just a normal fight, if you like. I would highly recommend going for this trophy with or within a large battle, so that you've got plenty of opportunity to get this trophy. If you do it with just 6v6, there's less chance of 3 units to routing. So when I did this battle, this is coming from my Let's Play series for Lord of the Rings. When I did this manually, I had 7 units routing at the end. So I'm going to manual this, and then when we get into the battle, I will auto the combat. And then when the enemies start to lose morale, I'll bring you back into the video. Okay, so I've run the battle up to the point where the units on the enemy side are flashing white. So you can see that 6 of their units are flashing white, they're red symbols. That means that they're on the verge of routing. They're not quite there, but they are very low morale. They're gonna most likely fumble a lot of their attacks. My morale, on the other hand, is very high, so we're going to have a much higher chance to crit. So at this point, stop the battle from auto and then do it manually. So essentially, what we're looking for is to try and maybe kill 1 more unit to get them to rout. But let's just have a quick look at what's going on. That one's a fully healed unit. Let's check this guy first. So if I go up here to their morale indicator, which is very low, you can see that they're getting -6 for every ally that is killed. And if you see effects, fumble chance 40%. -60 is when they rout. So currently we're low morale. It then needs to go to very low, and then from very low it needs to go to routing. And routing happens at -60. Oh, sorry, my bad. If you look at the very top of that tooltip, their morale is -42, very low. So I'm pretty sure if you skip a turn or you go into a turn, that also heaps more morale debuffs on them. So that's kind of an idea of what's going on. There are other factors involved. Let's see if I can find another one. If you crit an enemy, it reduces their morale. So this guy was hit by a flanking attack, that reduced their morale. Did a unit get critted? Let's have a look. So you got flanked. None of you have been hit. Okay, so I can't see a unit that's been hit with a crit, but if you crit an enemy, that also reduces their morale. So what I'm going to do is see if we can kill maybe let's try and kill this ogre. So I've got to figure out who's still got moves left. Oh, we could try and kill this guy. Okay, so that's another enemy dead. Okay, you've all moved. I'm just gonna auto these. I'm gonna manual the next remaining moves, just so we can control exactly what's going on. Okay, let's end the turn and just see what happens. I'll reduce the speed of the playthrough to medium. So he's fumbling up there. Okay, let's have a look. So let's check their morale now. So that they're on -51 now. If we kill 1 or 2 more, they should rout. Okay, so there we go. So this is the pop-up you want. So if you notice in the background, the enemy units have now got a foot icon to indicate they are routing. They're now going to run away on their next turn, and they're not going to do any more attacks. And when this pop-up comes, you want to click yes for the trophy. I know that they've got about 6 units on the board, so if I click yes, that will pop the trophy. And that's essentially what you need to do, is just gradually control it in a way where you whittle them down. The more enemies you kill, the better. So in this case, focus enemies down rather than split damage across different enemies. That's not the ideal way of fighting, but in the case of this trophy, you want to maximize their morale buff. So let's have a quick look at what's going on then. So notice they're getting a morale debuff because other allies are routing. So they've hit -60 and they're now routing. So essentially all I need to do is just click that button, finish the turn, and they'll run off. And that's it. That's the trophy. You want 3 units, so they've got currently 4 units running off. There was a unit down here. Did he die? Oh, he's running down this way. So there's 2 units down running out of this exit point. So in total there are 6 routing. I'm just going to show you now some tomes and some units that are good for morale boosting if this is a struggle to get. Okay, let's show you some tomes that are particularly good at the morale boosting and deboosting of the enemies. Shadow Affinity, if we go to the Tomb of Doom Herald, have a look at this. Cause Despair, this gives a 90% chance of losing 15 morale in a 1 hex radius. That's very strong. So if for whatever reason you're really struggling to pick this up as a trophy, this spell is excellent for this particular trophy. We have also this Joy Siphoners, steal 3 morale per hit. So if you put that on your units every time they hit, they're taking 3 morale from the enemy. Prelude of Doom is Demoralized. If we look at Demoralized, that is a I think this is a world map. So if you go into a fight, before you enter the fight, if you cast this spell on the enemy army, they will go into the fight with a -5 morale per stack already. So this tome is probably, this tome is probably the best in terms of morale. There was another one in Chaos, Revelry, and if we look at this Reveler's Heart, we get 50% morale from all sources. That's a transformation. This Revels of Blood, start the battle with 10 morale, and the enemy starts with less 10 morale. This is a siege project, so you want to add that to your siege when you're sieging a city. So there are loads of different mechanics that you can introduce through various tomes, through weapons, through unit upgrades, through hero promotions. Okay, I wanted to click on this guy, but if we look over here on Fierce, he's got -50% morale, but he cannot rout. So some units have this Fierce trait, which means they cannot rout. So if for whatever reason you find that the trophy is not working and some of the units are not routing, it could be because they've got Fierce. It tends to affect higher units, but not always. So just be mindful of that as you go for this trophy. And hopefully that clears everything up. I've covered everything. And good luck with your trophy hunting.